Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to draw object number 3. And to draw object number 3, I'm going to start with the top view because I think it's the easiest one to start with. Whoops, I'm in my guide class there. So the first thing we want to make sure is that we have our visible class selected. We are in an orthographic, and we have labeled this document as object number 3 by file save as. So we've got a 7" by 2 7/8. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw a 7" by -2 7/8. You can already see that this thing is massive, right? So the second rectangle I'm going to make is I'm going to make a 4 3/4 by 1" piece. And I know that this piece is centered on that piece, so I can go ahead and center that. From here, I'm also going to take my line. I'm going to make a center line, or I'm sorry, hidden line. And my hidden line can come right here. It's right here. And right here. So I just did that by clicking on that smart point and allowing that to click down into the outside of my object. So you can see that this thing is going to be pretty big. So my suggestion at this point is for us not to care how big this is and actually just continue to draw with it being larger than our title block. And what we'll do is we'll come back and view this object in a different way in another series about how to scale some things. But what we have here in the front is we have, I'm going to draw this in my guide class first to make sure I have it correct, and I'm going to come up, starting in that lower corner, I'm going to come up 1½ inches. I'm going to come over. I'm going to come up 3/4 of an inch. And then I know that that's going to come straight over here. I'm going to hold down my shift key. I can come, bring this line from here to here. I can bring this line from here to here. I can bring this line from here to here. And then what I need to do is I need to come in to this point here, coming up 3/4 of an inch, which I have not done yet, coming straight across. And now what I have is I have the basic outline for my object. So, what I'm going to do here is I know that this line continues straight across. I now have a basis for what everything's going to be, and I'll tell you, I'm going to make my 2D polygon in the visible class. I'm going to make that right here. I'm going to start in this corner and go all the way over to the side, down, over, up, over, down, and back. So I just created that bottom section of that object in the visible class. I'm going to create a rectangle on the top also in the visible class, and from here I can now go onto my guide class and create my object in the right view. And I'm going to take this as a 45-degree angle and bring this object over as well. I think the only thing that makes this one kind of difficult, honestly, is this is the first time that we're needing to use the guide class to make some of the visible items previous to making the overall object. So now what I have is I'm going to go back to my visible class. I'm going to draw my lower rectangle. I'm going to draw my upper rectangle. And I'm going to bring in my hidden line. So changing to the hidden class, bringing this line over. It helps if I actually start in the right spot there. I have my hidden class here, and that's going to pretty much take us to going back up to View, Class Options, Active Only, going down to the Guide class, selecting all of my guide class and deleting it, going back up to View, Class Options, down to Show, Snap, Modify, Others, and there is Object 3.